Alrighty guys, 'tis I, ChrissieGirl. Welcome to part 33 of my LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 to 4 playthrough. And we're about to take on the second task of the Triwizard tournament. We're going to go down that lake, find a bunch of merpeople, and rescue something that's precious to us. And since I don't think this cutscene is going to reveal it, let's just say that the thing that's precious to us happens to be a good friend of ours. It happens to be Ron. They've taken Ron. And they've also taken Hermione for Victor Crumb to rescue. The other two victims being Cho Chang, who is Harry's sort of crush at the moment, which is Cedric's victim, and Gabrielle Delacour, who is a very minor character, just Flo Delacour's sister. So, this level's completely different to all the other levels, because it's underwater, and you can get a crap ton of studs down here. You can just zap almost everything, even if it's, like, not directly in front of you. These sections are, you know, they look 3D, but they're actually 2D. Like, you can't move around in 3 dimensions. But these sections are still quite enjoyable. They do get very dark, but, you know, quite enjoyable. Cedric is on hand here to help you out. Even though he uses the bubblehead charm in the book, you don't actually see it in this game. Harry is using gillyweed, which gives him gills, obviously, as suggested by the name. And that obviously enables him to breathe underwater. For about an hour or so. Hopefully that'll be as much time as we need. So, I do zap a lot, you know, a lot of things to get studs, because you can get a load of studs in this level. A load. So obviously you have all, these sort of well holes, and they can, you know, transfer you to a different area. So it kind of reminds me of that game. I can't remember the name of it, but it recently came out for the 3DS. Something to do with mud. Oh, yeah, I'm terrible for remembering game names, but that was a pretty good game. And it involved a lot of going back and forth between different 3D planes, like in the background and in the foreground and stuff. And it just kind of reminds me of that. So there's her character token for Harry in the lake. Just gonna zap everything. And I'm still hungry. I will get food very soon. I should be done with this nearly. And I've got an itch. In the back of my mouth and it... Ugh! Ignore me. So yeah, the Lake Task is one of the more straightforward levels. The whole, you know, very unique. The fact that it's in 2D is kind of cool. I like it. I don't really see much reason to switch to Cedric unless I absolutely need to, so I'm going to be mostly sticking with Harry. Because Harry's awesome. He's awesome and he knows it. So, there we go. I don't know what I'm going to have for lunch. I know I'm going to have a chicken curry sometime today, but I don't think I'm going to have it for lunch. Chicken curries are awesome. Curries in general are awesome, but chicken curry's the best one by far. So, Harry can do this unique little flip thing underwater. I don't know if Cedric can do it as well, because like I say, barely ever play as him. I only do it when I need to. Yeah. That should be it for that. Come on, Harry. This part wouldn't be as long as obviously it is if I didn't go mad on the stud collecting, but hey ho, that's just me. It's just so addictive. It's one of the reasons why I love the Lego games. Collecting studs is one of the most addictive things in the game. It's just a lot of fun. Oh my goodness me. Hello, giant squid. It's nice to see you again. And you are going to need Cedric. Oh, Cedric does flip. Okay. It isn't just Harry then. Cedric does it as well. Acrobatic. You know, self-pretentious, good-looking git. Oh, yes. Rob Pattinson is so totally Cedric Diggory when I think of him. Obviously, most people will know him as Edward Cullen from the Twilight films. But, you know, he's always Cedric Diggory to me. Because that's just the way I see it. Hey, my opinion. And that's a student in peril. Why the hell that student is not dead by now, I do not know. Unless they also chose to nick Gillyweed and they literally went down about an hour before we got here. Otherwise that student should be dead. Oh, Hogwarts is completely and utterly safe apart from the Black Lake, the Black Forest, three-headed dog on the third corridor, yeah. Spiders living in the Black Forest, Forbidden Forest. I don't know why I call it the Black Forest, because I've heard it being referred to that as somewhere before. But it's actually the Forbidden Forest. I think it might have been one of the first Harry Potter film. And if it wasn't, it had to be one of the video games. Because I heard that somewhere before, and yeah. I'm certain I heard it somewhere. But yeah. Oh, and we had a werewolf teaching one year. That's also safe. That also means we care about your students' safety, even if the werewolf was a nice guy. He was still a werewolf. He could have gone rogue at any time. I'm still trying to rack my brains to try and remember the name of that game. It was a 3DS download, and it involved mud. It was a sort of 8-bit-ish game, and you played as some geeky-looking kid, and with a sort of gun thing, you fight these mud monsters things. Bloody brilliant game. Well, I mean, it wasn't perfect or anything, but I I played a tiny bit of it, and I quite enjoy it so far. Just continuing on now. Zapping things and zapping things and zapping things. I could go to my 3DS and check to see what the name of that game is, but my 3DS is on the other side of the room, and I really want to get this done, so I'm just going to go with it for the time being. I really don't know much, what to say at the moment. It's just, it's frustrating when you're playing for a game and even though there's things going on the screen, you just don't know what to say. Okay, we've done quite a bit of damage to the lake, but who cares? We've got people to rescue. So yeah, in this particular task, Harry came last. You know, he was the last one to return from the lake. Flo was I think the first one to return, but that's because she failed, and obviously that meant she came in last. Dead last. If I remember rightly, Cedric was the first one to get back, and then Crumb was the second. Harry didn't get back until outside his hour, but because he stayed behind to make sure that Floa's hostage was rescued, he got points that tied with Cedric. Yeah. Moral fibre, that's what they referred to it as. Harry showed moral fibre. So in this part we're obviously going to need both Cedric and Harry, because there's two different paths. Relatively straightforward. Yeah. Got to move that boulder out of the way for Harry. Stupid fish! Ugh. Evil fish. Die. All of you. So we want to move this crab thing over here. And we just killed the crabby. What a meanie. We just killed Krabby. Oh well. No, Krabby's alive. Krabby's quite okay. Actually, it looks a little bit more like a Paris, but then again, a Paris wouldn't be underwater. And yes, I'm babbling on about Pokemon. I've been playing a lot of Soul Silver lately, just for the fun of it. I may have been able to record Pokemon Platinum for the DS on an emulator with reasonable success, I should say. There was a bit of lag and stuff, and it was a bit choppy in places, but I don't particularly think I'm going to be doing it again anytime soon. If I do, I do, but you know, what would be nice is if I could find a nice camera for my DS, and then I could record 3DS games as well, and maybe Vita games, because I have a Vita and a 3DS, so yeah, emulators I'm not going to really be able to do much with. Okay. We should be nearly there. Only got about 4 minutes left on this video. Yep, we're here. Here are the mermaids. We don't really have to fight them so much as we have to, you know, rescue our friends and free them. Hermione's saved, so we don't need to worry about her. So we have to rescue the others, because obviously we have Cedric with us and chose his person to rescue, and Flo is obviously not coming for Gabriel or Gabrielle, whatever. Kind of goes against the book a little bit, because Cedric was actually the first one back in the book to get out of the lake, and here he's just sort of hanging back with Harry. Oh well. Doesn't make a blind bit of difference to me. But anyway, this is just fairly straightforward. It's simply a case of just releasing all the chains. You know, releasing them from their chains and stuff. The mermaids shouldn't give you an enormous amount of grief, but if they do, just zap them. I don't remember if they give you any grief at all, but, you know, if they do, just, like I say, just zap them. I always remembered this part of the film because they came up with sort of fake models of the characters that were, you know, taken hostage, like Ron, Hermione, Cho, and Gabriel, whatever her name is. And I always remembered it because they looked so fake. You could quite clearly tell they were not the actual actors and actresses. You could quite clearly tell that they were fake. And I always remembered that part of the film because of it. But in any case, we're nearly done with this. I think we are done with this, actually. I wasn't paying too much attention. Yeah, we're done with this. We've beat the second task. We've only got one more task to go. Oh god, it's a shark! Run, Ron, run! Oh, Victor Crumb, you swave bastard. Ah, that's made Ron's day. Being kissed by an absolute beauty. Oh, got to love the Lego humour. But anyway, that's it for part 33. We've only got one more part to go, and then we're done with this playthrough. I can't believe it. Ah, so close yet so far. Nearly got a Triwizard rating. But we got loads of studs in any case, so whatever. And we rescued a student in peril, so that's another goal break for that. And yeah, I can't believe that we're nearly at the end. So we'll see you guys in the next part where we bring everything to a close. See you then.